Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing kind of a collective wrap up for like November, December, and January because I've been kind of absent. So I'm just going to let you guys know what I've been reading. So I'm not going to hold up the books for the ones that I've read because why is it saying my battery's dying? I just charged it. I just got it off the charger. One moment. So I don't know what's going on with my camera. It says the battery is about to die even though I just charged it and it's been on the charger for a while. So I'm just going to continue on with this and try to get as much in as I can before it decides to die. I don't know what's happening. So let's rewind back to November. So the first book that I read in November was Fake ID by Lamar Giles, or Giles, one of those. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. This book I actually quite enjoyed. This book is about a boy who is in the witness protection program, and that's pretty much all I remember about it, really. He goes to school and he's trying to not let on that his name is not really what he says it is, that kind of stuff. I liked it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, as I said. So after that, I read Gemini by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I gave 5 out of 5 stars to that one, and I liked it. I didn't like it as much as the first book, Illuminate, but I still liked it enough to give it 5 out of 5 stars. I just think that it was a little bit more complex than Illuminate, and it was a little bit more difficult to follow, but I don't know if other people feel that way about it or not. Then I read The Book of Ivy by Amy Engel, and oh my gosh, I love this book so much. If you have not read it, I highly recommend that you do. It is so good. So basically, this occurs after a nuclear war, and the United States is left with hardly any population. There's a small group of survivors from this nuclear war, and they kind of battle over who's supposed to rule. And the main character that we follow, her name is Ivy, obviously, and she's supposed to marry the president's son and murder him. And that is not a spoiler, it is in the synopsis of the book. Highly, highly, highly recommend this book. Can't say it enough. Then I read The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn, and I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. Not her best. I didn't like it that much. It was kind of weird and not really my cup of tea. So I gave it a 3 out of 5. Then I picked up The Revolution of Ivy by Amy Engel, which is the second book in the duology for the Book of Ivy, and I also gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Perfect, excellent, amazing duology. Highly recommend. So in December, I started with reading Bedlam's Door, True Tales of Madness and Hope by Mark Rubinstein, which I did a full review on that book, so I will link it down below if you're interested in checking that out. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Then I picked up Professor Gargoyle, Tales from Lovecraft Middle School #1 by Charles Gilman. This is a middle grade book. Kind of reminds me of like Goosebumps and stuff like that. I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. I did enjoy it, but it wasn't my favorite. But I still got the same nostalgic feelings from it that I would get when I'm reading Goosebumps, so definitely enjoyed that one. And then I picked up The Melancholy Death of Oyster Boy and Other Stories by Tim Burton, and they're just like short poems that are kind of silly, and they're kind of, what's the word? They're kind of, I can't think of the word. They're kind of morbid, that's the word. So I gave that one 5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It's really short and sweet, funny, and morbid, but funny, and I recommend it if you haven't checked it out. And the last book that I read in December was The Queen of the Tearling by ERIKA Johansen, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars. I definitely enjoyed it. I don't know if I'm going to continue with the series, but I might in the future. I'm not too sure yet, but I really did enjoy the first book. So moving on to January, I only read 3 books in January, the first one being Animal Farm by George Orwell, and I've read this in school before, and I gave it like 5 stars from what I remember from back in school. I've had to bump that down to a 3 out of 5. I didn't really enjoy it that much. Then I read The 1000th Floor by Catherine McGee, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It took me a while to get through it, and there's a lot of drama involved in it, but it's really good. And then I read a graphic novel called Ghosts by Raina Telgemeier, something like that. And I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed the contents of it as far as images go, but I didn't really like the story in itself. It was just meh for me. Those are all the books that I've read over the past 3 months. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, even though it's kind of been all over the place. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books and what your thoughts were on them, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!